Hello, how's everyone today? I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I was just getting some notes for myself and suddenly looked at the time. So I apologise. I will just go and check that I'm online on my page because we want to be on the right page to see where we are. Otherwise, what is the point? And there I am, which is great. Oops. Got to mute myself, otherwise it doesn't work. There we go, I'm here. So hello everyone, my name is Anita Mazzero. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Horsham in Victoria. I arrived home probably 3/4 of an hour ago. So I'd been to Melbourne to the footy, stopped overnight in Ballarat and came back this morning. So was a lot on. So I've been organised and got myself ready. So I've got roughly a card in mind. So we'll go and see where we are. So I'll flip the camera down because I've got a few things to talk about today. So here we go. Got the camera down. Just make sure we're all straight and even. Right, first of all, what I want to tell you about is our bonus days. Now, from the 3rd of July to the 31st of July, so till the end of this month, for every $90 that you spend in Australia, you receive a $9 voucher. Now, there is no limit to how many coupons you buy. So when you're putting in your order, if you're close to 90, bump it up to the 90 so that you can get that $9 order. If you're close to 180, bump it up. So just put it in the multiples of 9. So that's what we've got there. So then when you've got your order, your email will be it won't be to me, it will be your email, and it will send you an email with your code. And you want to keep a copy of it, keep a photograph of it or whatever. If my customers are unsure about what to do, they can send a copy to me and I can organise it with their next order. So then in August, from the 1st to the 31st of August, you then get to redeem that $9 or how many vouchers you've got. So it's spending money for August. So it's a great way to work it out. So it's a good opportunity at this time of the year. Secondly, our online exclusives are all available now. I've just got some samples of a couple. What's it called? It's called the Golden Green Leaf Bundle. Wonderful little set for Christmas. It's got beautiful papers. It's got vellums. Now I'll bring that up so you can see. So you'll get 2 sheets of each in the vellum. So you've got two pattern sheets and one white, which actually has a background on it. So that's that. We've got a beautiful little, if you can see that down here, a lovely little stamp set called Everyday Greetings. And that's available as well as the bundle. And then we have another bundle here that's called Iconic Celebrations. So it's a suite. So you've got beautiful papers. You've then got your imagery and your dies, some dots and some ribbon. And it's really lovely. And it looks like it's got 2 dies that cut out a lot of things. But I really love that Celebrate. It's really quite pretty, that. Then we have another one called Changing Leaves Bundle. And how sweet are those? And I think they will go really nice with our background bundle leaves there. And then sorry about this, I cut this off without realising it. If you like doing Halloween, we've got some great little Halloween bundle available called Potions and Spells. So there's another one worth looking for. So you can go and have a look on my online shop and you'll find them there. If not, just give me a call. Hello, Jacinta, how are you? No, I'm not worn out. I tell you what, the nerves and the anxiety of the football game yesterday was very, very high. And it was so lovely to see the boys in the room and just the excitement that they had won over Sydney. So that was a really extra bonus, and I really enjoyed that. So we're going to make a card. As I said, I've got a rough idea in mind, but I'm going to show you a couple of techniques while I'm at it. Now, the first thing I want to do is I've got this beautiful ribbon here. And if you have a look, it's a lovely grain in it. I'll just get it into the camera, right? Just hope you can see it. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to colour this for what I want. So I only want about that much. And when you're colouring any ribbon, you need to give it time to dry. So this ribbon comes in a combo pack. So you get this pretty pink and the white, and they're absolutely beautiful. So I think that they're a very good staple, and that's in your catalogue on page 113, and it's the number 11 in the catalogue. So what I want to do is I'm going to take my Stampin' Blend, and this is the dark Highland Heather, and I'm going to use my brush tip end, and my brush tip end is usually used for doing things like this. This one's gone a little bit furry, but I know it's about to see better days. So I'm just going to colour this side. I'm just going to cover it because I want to use it on my card. And if we don't do this first, it's just going to be too messy when it comes to seeing it on the thing. I'll just come down a fraction so you can see. Just colouring it nicely. Making sure the colour is saturated in the ribbon, because we don't want ribbon that's half white and half. And then I'll flip it over and do the other side, because as you can see, because it's ridged, and if I bring that up closer to the camera, you can see that this side isn't quite as coloured as the other side. So we're going to colour that in. Yes, there was some excitement about North's win. I mean, that was just so great to see the boys have that win, and I've got a very, very happy husband, as I no doubt you have, Jacinta, because that poor old team has struggled for so long, and to see them get the win was really good. I must admit, this year's football season is so open, it can be anyone's game at the end of the day. So, really, Jacinta, we had some, your team won, and my team won, our husband's teams won, and then, of course, St Kilda won, and support St Kilda because of our young bloke that plays with it. Okay, so now I've coloured this in. You can see that there's, and it will dry reasonably quick, but I thought if I do this before I go any further, then it's done, and I've got it out of the way. So I'm just going to get a wipe. I'm just going to wipe that off the okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp. I've got a piece of paper here. And, oh, how remiss of me. The stamp set I'm going to be using, boy oh boy, is this Hearts and Hugs stamp set. And it is such a great little stamp set. I'm just going to move this up a bit because I seem to be getting it in the wrong spot so that you can see. Look, I hope I get that right. So it's a beautiful stamp set. It's got this beautiful little mouse. It's got the walruses, I presume they're raccoons, and a chipmunk and some hearts. Then it's got beautiful little, I love these little sayings. It says, thanks, sending a big hug. So it's there when you need it. I could just hug you. sending birthday hugs. So it's absolutely beautiful, a red rubber stamp. And then you've got the dies that go with it. So you've got a label die, you've got one to cut out the raccoons, one to cut out the chipmunky thing, one to cut out the walruses, one to cut out the mouse, and then you've got some flowers and some hearts, and then you've got a standalone die here of more flowers if you want to add that to your page. So we're going to be using the mouse. At this stage, that's all I'm going to be using. So I've mounted my stamp, and what I'm going to do is I want to show you a reverse stamping technique. We often like to use a stamp, but then we think, oh, you know, you can't put them together because he's the wrong way. So to do a reverse technique, what I want to do, because I want both ways, I'm going to stamp this to my silicone mat, and then I'm going to take my piece of paper and I'm just going to bring it over the top, gently rub it and allow that to come in through. And then when I lift it up, there it is on my page, not on there. So I'll now stamp the other one, because we might as well colour them both at the same time. So he's a little bit lighter, but that's not going to matter. It's going to be a bit different. So I'm going to close this before I put my hand in it or anything stupid. And I'm going to take, I've got Smoky Slate, Light and Dark. So I just want to give it a bit of colour. And I'm going to take the dark, and I'm just going to put some dark in very fine little strokes around the feet and around the edge. Flick him into there. Just little flicks. I'm coming around the heart. I'm putting it around the heart and just under the armpit there. So as you can see there, it's just a small amount. Then I'm going to take my light Smoky Slate, and in that same flicking motion, I'm just going to extend, not the feet, but just extend that colouring out a little bit more, just in a flicking motion around the hearts. So I've just done like so. So then I'm going to come back for a third time, and I'm going to start from the outside, and I'm going to flick through. Turn your paper as you do it, flicking it both ways, so I'm coming through. I'm going to flick it this way, and through the arms, and there's the body. So I'll repeat the body on the other side so I can get it right. Stupid notifications popping up on my screen. Thank you, now I can see what's going on. Okay, we'll do the body on this side as well. So I'll repeat it. So I'm just doing small flicking motions just around the outside of the body at the moment. So I'm going to work on the body first. Do the feet. Jacinta, are you getting plenty of rain up that way? We copped a fair bit of rain coming home, but I don't think there was a lot in it. It was just enough to make the car absolutely putrid. Bring that through where we go over the dark area and we blend it through. And when you're doing blending, you do the blending of the two brushes together while the ink is still wet, so it allows it to blend in. Well, there's that. And now I'm going to repeat the process right through, because this time I'm going to colour it in. Make sure it's blending nicely. Do his little arms. Okay, there's the bodies done. So I'm going to take the dark smoky slate and I'm going to make his tail dark. And probably when I think about it, the mice tails are probably more of a pink, but artistic license, we can make him grey. Just his full colour strength there at the grey. Now I'm going to take a little bit of dark petal pink and I'm just going to colour the ear and the nose on both of them, because they're areas that are not really requiring blending. Take my dark smoky slate again. I will colour this whole ear in the dark and then come down around the top here in that little flicking motion, around under his chin and around over the heart and down through there. So as you can see, just got a little bit there. Just drizzle, yeah. I think that's about all we're going to get. I don't think there's going to be a great deal of rain in this at all. But boy, do we need it. So just like we did with the body, we're going to bring this out a little bit further. We're going to create this. So really what I'm trying to do is create 3 different shades of colour. And when you go over a colour, even if it's the same colour, I'm just going to go around the outside of the ear. Even though it's the same colour, it actually will give it a completely different look. So now I'm going to come back from there and in circular motion, I'm going to colour in here and fill in the colour. There's that one, and we'll now do the same on the other mouse. Colour the ear. Come in here. I never liked colouring until Stampin' Up brought the blends out. Once the blends came out, I absolutely fell in love with it, because you're not having the issues that you were having. I'm getting a little bit better with watercolour. I think this one is about to die. Please let me finish this one off. I'm just finding I'm pressing heavier to get the colour out. Create that colour coming back in here. There we go. There's our mice done. So let's put this away before I lose it, because I have been known to go chasing dies. Do you ever do that? Because I'm very good at it. So I'm going to bring in my dark Highland Heather, and I'm going to just colour in the hearts just in the one colour. Just give that the colour. So I don't want any of the Highland Heather going onto the arms of the mouse. I want it to stay. Now, even though we reversed stamped, it hasn't affected the outcome of the image. Yes, it's might be slightly lighter, but that's okay, because we don't want them identical. There we go. So I'm going to get my little mini cut and emboss machine. I'm going to get my plates using plate number 1, plate number 2 and plate number 2. Won't be long and I've got to replace these. I'm convinced that they're about at that point. So I'm going to cut out the first one, and I'm just going to do him like you would do a normal die cut. And I'll put a little bit of washi tape. Just take the tack off so it doesn't pull off the... Pop that on. Just tack that in place, hold it, and I'll run that through. Okay, now I'll take that one out, very carefully lift it. So I've got my first one. Now if you've got a light stand or whatever, but I'm just going to hold this up to my light and I'm just going to sit that over the top. So the reversed side, sorry you can't see what I'm doing. Try and bring my light closer so you can see what I'm planning to do. So what I've done is I've taken the reverse side because I can't put this that way. I'm going to take that little bit of paper out. So if I was to put this on the way we did the other one, the cutting edge is on the top. So we're going to go the reverse side and I'm going to use the light. You can go up against your window or whatever. And then you just lay it in place. Pop your tape. And then I'll just move this back up so that it's not in the way as much. And then pop it back on my plate. Make sure that hasn't moved. And then I'm going to carefully cut this out. And there's the reverse side. So now I've got, put them on here, you'll see they're facing each other. Okay, I'll clear this off. And oops. Close that up, put it away. I might just trim with a pair of scissors just a little bit around the mouse, as I didn't quite get it right and there's just a little bit too much white for my liking. So I'm just going to fussy cut to get it looking the way I'd like it. You don't want all this white around him. Probably should have fussy cut them both out, but trying to be smart. There we go, he looks a lot better. And I'll just trim this little bit down here at the bottom. So even if you only bought the stamp set, you don't necessarily need the dies unless you want all the standalone dies. And in this, today I'm going to be using one of the standalone dies. There we go. And most of this problem is me in the way I have laid it. So if you just get your dies right. So you can fussy cut. Hello, Lucia. How are you today? Sure you've got the rain down Melbourne, I bet. Just trim that back a bit. And that's one thing you can do when you do reverse stamping, is you can just fussy cut it, depending on the image. And if I had laid these dies correctly, they would have been perfect. There we go. Oops, he's got a little bit too much there. There he goes. Get rid of these scraps. Right. No rain. Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky. We left Ballarat and it was drizzle rain and we've copped it all the way home. And it's still drizzly outside now. So it's probably coming your way. Now what I'm going to do is grab all my bits and pieces that I've cut out. So I've got a piece of thick Whisper White, 21 centimetres by 14.9, scored at 10.5. I'll fold that in half and get my bone folder. I'll give that a nice. So I've got two pieces of Highland Heather here. I've got, they're both 14.4 by 10. So they're going to be our layers for the inside and the outside. And then I've gone 3 centimetres smaller, 9.7 by 14.1 for the other layer. And then I've got a piece of the online exclusive, and the online exclusive called the 3-colour Glimmer. And you get 3 colours. You get Petal Pink, Highland Heather, and you get Pretty Peacock. So they're really pretty colours. And it's that glimmer that doesn't lift off. So it is really, really nice. You get 2 sheets of each, and you can see which colours I have used. So I've got a little piece of the glimmer. I've got a scrap of purple and a scrap of white. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my big machine, because what I want to do is I'm going to get the standalone die with the Arch of Hearts, and I want to put that on the page like so. So I'm looking at it, making sure it's in the middle, and then I'm going to cut this out. So about an hour ago when I arrived home, I had no idea what I was going to do. So I was surprised. Oh, come on, I'm sure you've got something planned already, just Lucia. I'm very simple today because of the fact that I hadn't long got home and wasn't prepared. Okay, so see the little hearts here? You can keep them if you want to do shaker cards or even to add to a page. So just hang on to them. Yeah, I do know you too well. You would have had your card ready yesterday. I'll find out tonight whether you had the same thing in mind. Okay, I'll get rid of this. So as you can see, I've got this lovely little arch of hearts. And this is why I've only cut a small piece of the glimmer paper. And I'm going to pop that in there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue around the hearts, just the tiniest amount, and it comes gushing out, of course, because all I want it to do is to just hold. There we go. take that, pop over the hearts, make sure it's all covered. So when I look at this side, we've got the glimmer coming through. Oops. That's what you don't do. Hold it to make sure it's correct. That was a silly thing to do. Just give this excess glue a bit of a wipe at the moment. Right, now you know the ribbon we coloured before? Now it'll be nice and dry. So I'm going to use this, and it's got a little bit stiff compared to what the other one was, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to just pop a piece of this around and I'll trim off excess because I want to make a bow out of the other. So I'm going to line it up on my grid paper, work out where I want it to sit, and then I'm going to get my tear and tape, just hold that in place. In the position that I want it. And that's going to go on to our Highland Heather cardstock. We're going to glue that flat. So whenever I've got tear and tape, I like to take off the backing because that will also help it to hold to the card. Take that off. Then when I put my glue down, I'm going to put my glue over the top of that so it will help it to stick. I'm just going to put around the edges, a little bit on here. And we'll pop that in place. Try and get a nice even border. It is only fine. There we go. Right. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to get my dimensionals. Pop dimensionals on. And don't forget the middle when you put your dimensionals on, because we don't want a sagging middle. We don't like a sagging middle, full stop. So take the backs off. And you take your pick tool is the thing for taking backs off. And this new dental pick is even better. So take that, and I'm now going to put that on my card front. Again, remembering that nice little border all the way around. Now that the mice have dried, I'm going to get my Wink of Stella and I'm going to add a little bit of wink to the heart. I only want the heart to be glittery. I mean, we've got glitter hearts already, so why not make these nice and glittery as well? Go there, and there we go. And I might just, probably should have done it before, but I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and I'm just going to flick it over the page, the front of the card. I want it to just have that little bit of glitter effect. And I'm going to take this because it's gone all over the paper. Okay. So it's just giving it a little bit of glitter so that you can see that there's some glitter on there. So I'm going to get the back of the mice. I'm going to put some dimensionals. And by putting your dimensionals and that on your card, you're giving your card a lot more dimension and texture so that it can be seen. Oops, that wasn't meant to be there. And it allows it for a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit more focus. That's the word I'm looking for. A little bit of focus for the recipient of the card to look at. Take those off. And I'm going to pop him down here. Then do the same with the other one. Take the backs off. And I'm going to pop him there. Aren't they cute? They're just so adorable. I fell in love with this set when I saw your friend Angela do it on stage. The set spoke to me straight away. So now I'm going to stamp on the front, on a piece of white, I'm going to put sending a big hug. And I'm going to stamp that in Highland Heather. You know what? I'm changing my mind. I'm allowed, aren't we? You don't have the set. Yeah, Angela did a beautiful job. I absolutely loved what she did. And I'll tell you what, she was the one that sold it to me. So I'm going to go, I wasn't going to, but I'm going to stamp white on. So I'm just going to get my white embossing powder. I wasn't planning it to be this way, but prerogative, you can change your mind. So I'll get my take all the fingerprints off. I don't want that one yet. Then I'm going to stamp sending a big hug. Then pop my white embossing powder on it. There we go. Put that out of the way. Grab my heat gun. Excuse the noise, everybody. I'm just going to heat this up. There we go. Then I'm going to trim it down. And I'll line that up in there so it's nice and straight. Turn it around, keeping it nice and straight. trim that. And then I want to just trim it as... Basically what I'm doing is trimming it as close as possible to the sentiment. Yeah, I like that much better. Yes, I think that looks really nice instead of just the white. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on here, but the dimensionals will go at the top. And at the bottom, so it catches the ribbon, but it adheres more to the card. Because it's only a small one, probably looks like overkill, but I just want to make sure that it does catch. And there it is. I knew I had it a moment ago, but I'll tell you what, it disappeared. Take that. I'm going to adhere that right there. Get rid of all these because for some reason they just did not want to stay away in my thing. Thanks, Jacinta. It is a cute little one, and it's one that you could give to anybody. Like, it's really pretty. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a faux bow. And to do the faux bow, I'm just going to tie it in a knot. I'd like the knot to sit this way. And then I'll trim that down. There we go. So I've got that there. And if you look at it, you can see the glitter on the card as well. So I've got some lovely gems. They are called the Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. I think they are still in the catalogue. I should just have a look. Maybe they're not. They were part of a suite in the last catalogue. So I'm going to pop just a couple of these put one there. I'll put one there. And just one down there. Don't want to take it away too much. And we'll pop that there. So that's the outside of the card. Just a few dots, bit of colour. So now I'm going to do the inside of the card. Yeah, they do. You're so right. I knew I had my pick tool and I could not see it, but it was right under my nose. So I'm going to take my mouse again and my black ink and I'm going to stamp him in that corner. And I'll colour him again with the blends, the same way as I did before. So the dark grey, because let's face it, if we're going to do something, we want to finish the card completely. Just with that little bit of dark around the heart. And just in the body, just enough that it's giving a dark layout. Because as you can see on the front one, as it had dried, we've got different layers of the grey. And we'll do the same thing in here where I just extend it a little bit to where it was. Turn it around. Flip that around, bring that out. These little hands. And then coming from the outside again, right over all the layers, and I will colour with, I hope my table's not shaking too much. These little arms. I'm going to do his tail. Let's face it, we might as well colour it while we can because he's so pretty. And then just bringing in the colour, this fine little flicks. Just the tiniest of flicks. And then the ear, colour completely in the dark. I'll put, I'll go too further, do his little nose and his ear. Flick it out a little bit further. Blending those layers. And I'll just go around his ear. And then in a circular motion go over, right from the edge. Colour it over. Oh, you're good. And there's the mouse again. And I'm going to colour the heart in the Highland Heather, just like we did on the front. So continuing the look that we want on the card. So we're keeping that look inside. And then I'm going to get the Highland Heather this time. Actually, I might get Gorgeous Grey because it's a bit darker. And I'm going to stamp another saying called, so it's there when you need it. So I'm sending a hug, so it's there when you need it. There we go. Because this is nice and fine, it does stamp a lot finer. And then going to put a little bit of Wink of Stella on the heart. Yeah, why not flick a little bit on here too? Just keep it going with the front. A girl can never have too much. The gems are still available. Thank you, Lucia. I wasn't sure. Quick glance, I couldn't see it. But if they're still available, that's good. Okay, then we're going to glue this to our Highland Heather cardstock. Again, remembering you've only got a small border. And I don't know about you guys, but I find that when there's a small border, it makes it pop more, especially when you're using white. You don't necessarily need a great big chunky border. Okay. And looks, there's our card. I'm going to pop that in there. There we go. How cute's that? Now this is very different from my very quick one that I did when I first arrived home. I'd done one quickly and I wasn't over happy with what I was trying to do there. I haven't done the inside on this one, but I think I like this one better. There I stamped in Pebble Path, but I think I like the black on the mice and it's just standing out. And there's your inside. So the continuity is right throughout. So there's the card today. I'm proud of myself that I've managed to get this done so quickly. considering that I had no idea when I arrived home. All the way we were travelling, I kept thinking, what am I going to use? And it's a cute little set. And it's I think any adult or child would certainly enjoy getting this sweet little mice. And eventually I want to play with all these other animals because I've got something in mind with this little chipmunk. And maybe I might do that one for next week. Thanks, Lucia. When did I get home? 12 o'clock today. An hour and a half before I came online. So it wasn't much time, and I had a bite to eat as well. So there we go. So I want to say thank you, everyone, for watching, and we will see you next week at 1:30. And what I'll do is what I've got planned for this one, we might do I might get a couple more different designs done, and I will do this for next week, and I'll continue with this particular set. It's such a sweet set. I love it. So I'm going to say thank you once again, and I will say goodbye until next week. And I'll see you tonight, Lucia. Bye, everyone.